Hey guys, today we'll create a system to store our customer lifetime value. And if when someone make a purchase, like the user, then we will store those purchases in our Stape Store, and then we'll get the value from the Stape Store, and then we'll send those data to our Google Ads, provide new customer data parameters. Okay, so this is one of the best way to do that. A lot of users use cookies or locally storage values to send put the value on the browser, and then when the user make purchase again in the same browser, then use that version. And there is also a lot of data layer, like also from Stape and in Shopify that we have. It says that if the customer is new or old, but it doesn't all give us the total lifetime value of the users. So what we're gonna do in here, we're gonna create an entire system using our SCTM, then Stabe Store, and then we're also gonna send the data to our Google Ads conversion tracking. Okay. So here's the setup that we have in here. So I'm gonna just there are a lot of pause tags that I'm not gonna go through. I'm gonna just show you the setup right now. Okay. So this is called Stape Store, and if you don't know about this one, you can search on Google and you can check the documentation. This is one of the best thing that Stape has provided until now. I use this tool a lot. They have a good lot of good APIs in there, how to store the data, how to get and delete the data. You can do everything you want. So it's pretty simple. So here's the idea, the how it's gonna work. That first of all, when someone make a purchase, we're gonna use the email to identify the user, and we're gonna put that data in the step store, like the email ID and the transaction ID and what is the total value of the purchase. And if the in every purchase we'll check the step store again when someone make a purchase, and then we'll get back that data again in our SGTM as a variable and see if the user is new user or if the user is existing user and what is the total lifetime value. So okay, let's start a setup. So what we're gonna do in here, I'm not gonna make an inter purchase. I'm just gonna run a data layer code in here just to push the data in the server side. So here's the purchase event, and you can see that in here we have all of the data, all of the user data, the e-commerce, everything that we have in here. And one thing that you can see that I'm using the GA4 as a client in here. You can also use the step as well. It's totally up to you. But since we are sending the data to Google Ads conversion tracking and it's server side, so we have to use the GA4 as a client. That's why I'm using this one. So I'm also sending the email parameters separately, email address. You can also get it from the user data as well. It's totally up to it because I have the variable in here, so I'm just doing it this way. Okay, so we have the transaction ID, order ID, everything that I'm sending. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna create a document ID using this our email, and we're gonna send the transaction ID back to the Stape Store, and then we're gonna store it in here. Okay, so let's do this. So they have a tag in here which is called Stape Store Writer. So what we're gonna do in the document ID, we're gonna put the email in here. And then if you want to add other data as well, you can do that. But since this is only regarding the customer lifetime values, we are not going to do anything else. So on the left side, we're going to put transaction ID. On the right side, we're going to put our value. And we are only going to fire this event on purchase, because once someone make the purchase, then we will put the transaction ID and the total value. For the other events, we don't want, but it's totally up to you how you want to go with it. So let's do something like this. Step store store purchase store lifetime value, something like this. Okay, so if I click on save, So I'm gonna go through it little by little so you can understand the entire process. Let's make a preview. So if I fire the purchase again, you can see that we have this Easter lifetime value, and it's send a hit to the Stape Store. And if I reload this page, we should see the data that is coming in here, and it saved the data. And here we go. So we have our with my name. So if someone make another purchase with a different email, you will see that exactly in here. So one of the things that we have to turn it on is this option, which is merge document keys. If you don't turn on this one, then it will overwrite the existing data that you have in the fields, and we don't want it. Okay. So let me do another thing. I'm gonna make another purchase data layer, and I'm gonna put the value 50, and I'm gonna put the ID 18, sorry. So let's make a preview. So what we will do every time when someone make a purchase under the same email, we're gonna store the data in the Stape Store. Yeah, so here you go. So we have 17, we have 18, okay? So 20, 50. And so this is the idea. So when someone make a purchase, we'll put the data in here. It's gonna be for all of the users. And when this is the first purchase, then it will be a new user and we'll have the value new, right? We'll have the value, the current value. And when the user is not new user, we will have the total value, and then we'll send the total value, the lifetime value with that. Okay. So let's delete this data and then let's start from the beginning. So this is the first step. We store the data, and now let's talk about how we can get the data from Stape Store back to the tag manager variable. Okay. So what I did in here, I have created a template, so you don't have to do anything else. Like in the Stape Store tag template, we didn't put anything like Stape URL, what is the API key, nothing. So the same thing in here in the template. Because this is the template that I have created. So what you have to do, we're gonna just create the variable that Stape Store. What is the event? Because we don't know, this is a variable, so it's gonna fire on all of the events, and we don't want that. We only want to fire this one on purchase event only. So this is just a quick limitation. So let's go with purchase. You can also use regex in here as well, and we also want to return the customer if the customer is new or is an existing user. So if it's new, then it's gonna be true. If it's not, it's gonna be false. So it's gonna return that. So one thing we're gonna create this one, and what is the email? So you're gonna put email in here, and you can say Stape Store is new customer. Okay, so this is one variable. So this is the collection name. You can put default, same as it in here. You don't have to do anything with this one. And we're gonna create another variable in here. And we're gonna return the customer lifetime value. So that's not, we don't have to do anything else. Customer. So we're gonna check the document key with the same within the same email ID, and then it returns the total value of the customer. So let's make a preview. So again, I'm gonna make another dataLayer push in here. Let's clean everything. Purchase fired. Then we have the purchase event, and you can see the Stape Store fired the data, and we should have the data in here. So there you go, we have it. So I'm a new user. I just make the purchase. Okay. And in the request, you will see that we have two requests in here on outgoing request. So it sends the data, and you can see that it return the data from the server in here because of our variable. So this is the incoming, this is the outgoing. So now if you go to the variables and if we search for Stape Store, you can see that if the customer is new customer, yeah, is a new customer, and is the total lifetime value. So this is the lifetime value 50 because I made a purchase with $50. Okay. So, and if we make another purchase, if I make another purchase, and if you put the same transaction ID with the same value, if you use two clients, suppose you're also using a GA4 and also using the data client as well, so you might think that it will double fire, or it's not gonna work like that. If you're using if you're for sending double purchase, it will still be new users, okay, because you have the same transaction ID in both events. Anyway, so if I change the transaction ID now, different number, and let's put 150. So let's fire it. So yeah, here you go. So we'll have the two purchase, two transaction ID, and two values, and the total is 200. And you can see that I'm not any user anymore. I'm become a returning user, so I'm false. I don't have the 200 total value. So let's add this variable in the tag, then we are totally done. Come on. Okay, so here we have our e-commerce events for Google Ads. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna turn in on this option, provide new customer data, and we're gonna use this option, custom configuration, and for the new customer is gonna be true, for returning customer is gonna be false. So we're gonna just add our variable Stape Store is new customer, and we're gonna add lifetime value. That's all. So if I just make a save, let's make a preview. So I'm an existing user. I already have the data, so I'm gonna just push another data layer in here. And let's do 20 this time, and let's put 50 this time. And let's make a purchase. So it has our e-commerce tag. So you can see the new customer is false, and also the customer lifetime value is 200. Okay, and you can see the variable in here as well. The new customer is false. The total value is, so let me reload. Yeah, so 200, 150, 50, 200. Yeah, so this is one of the thing that I think this is one of the best setup to, or the best way to set up this customer lifetime value thing, because I have been seeing a lot of posts on LinkedIn that a lot of users use cookies in the browser to save the customer lifetime value, which is not recommended, because if the user clear the data, or if the user use a different browser or phone device, it's not the best way. And since we use a lot of plugin like GTM for WP, and we have step conversion tracking, and also in the Shopify and other CRM as well. So this is gonna be working with all of the platform. So is it like, it's like your total own system you can make with your Stape Store API. And this is not a sponsored video. I think Stape Store is one of the greatest feature they're offering right now. So you should also use this one as well. You can store your data, you can get the data, you can send the data, and you can also put your attribution data like the marketing data, then your cookie data, all of this in here, then you can get it whenever you want. Okay, for increasing quality score, etc. So this is one of the way to use this to Stape Store that I think that and this is best because it doesn't, we are properly identifying the user within their email. We're saving all of their purchase data using the conversion API and service tracking. So you can send the actual data back to the Google Ads for the for optimizing your campaign. So Google know that which user bought more your products and at the highest revenue and the lifetime value. Okay. So yeah, let me know if you are interested in this setup, then I can send you some guidelines regarding this one. Okay. Bye. Have a good day.